All right, so today we are going to talk about falling in love with real estate. So happy early Valentine's Day to everyone. For those who don't know who I am, my name is Davonne Reaves. I am the CEO and founder of Vester, which is a crowdfunding platform, and co-owner of 3 hotels across 2 different states, right? Just to give you an overview of today's webinar, I'm going to introduce myself for those who don't know who I am. We're going to have a discussion on wealth mindset, real estate investing, side hustle strategies, and we'll leave some time for Q&A. All right, so I am known as the queen of hotel investing. I got my start off as a front desk agent at the Hyatt Regency Atlanta. I've been in the industry for over 15 years. I've experienced in front desk, hotel development, consulting, asset management, feasibility studies, and asset management. I've managed close to $1 billion in assets, all of them hotels. Author of a book called How to Buy a Hotel and $30 million assets under management currently. I've been featured in just about everything with the exception of Essence. Okay. Recent awards: Georgia State University 40 Under 40, International Society of Hospitality Consultants, Emerging Leader, the Atlanta Business Chronicle, Women of Influence, just to name a few of some of the awards. Now, I'm just curious, where are you all coming in from today? Where are you all logging in from? Feel free to put it in the chat. We're going to make it interactive. Oh my gosh, you woke up early. Oh my gosh, thank you, California. Chicago, Atlanta, Cleveland. Oh, welcome. Buffalo, New York. Oh, I have family there. New Jersey, New York. Okay. Thank you all so much for tuning in on a Saturday. We're going to have a good time today. So these are my 3 hotels. The first hotel that I acquired with my business partners, 85-room Home2 Suites in El Reno, Oklahoma. And in the middle was 145-room Staybridge Suites in Indianapolis Fishers, and an 86-room Hampton Inn and Suites in Scottsburg, Indiana. These are my brands. The Vine Group is my first baby, my first brand I launched. Been a full-time entrepreneur since 2017. Stay Black Experience, the directory of Black-owned hotels for folks who are looking for Black-owned hotels to stay at. And Vester is a crowdfunding platform where you can raise capital or invest in hotels. We actually have some hotels on the platform now, and Vester Academy is my educational arm. All right. So how many of you all have a millionaire mindset or want to have a millionaire mindset? I love it. I love it. Hey, Marjorie. I love it. 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 So if you haven't already, I'm sure you shifted your circle. You've been around folks who are like, okay, you know what? You were like, our vibe's not vibing. You know, you understood that abundance is your birthright. Vision and goal setting, getting help that you need, setting your financial goals. That's pretty much having that millionaire mindset, right? How many of you need a new circle or want to have a new circle? Okay. Okay. What's the number to live the life you want? I'm at a place where it's hard to conceptualize. Okay. At least 30,000 a month. Okay. Okay. I'm glad you put a number to it. Do you have a plan to reach that number? Okay. Okay. So what are you willing to invest to get to that number? And then these are questions you have to know the answer. It's just something to get you to think about it. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna share. I'm gonna actually come back to that. I'm gonna come back to Daisy. So let's get into real estate investing. All right. So how many people know the difference between passive and active investor investing? Oh, good. Had a sense of that. How many people know the difference between passive and active investing? Okay, all right, no problem. I'll explain it. So, passive investing is when you are investing and you don't have to do a lot of the hard work, right? So, if that's investing in a stock, that's investing passively in real estate, which can be investing in the REIT, real estate investment trust, which we'll get to in a minute. And you can still live to do your day-to-day job. Like you're not out finding deals, you're not out putting deals together, you're not guaranteeing the loan. We have some future developers on the line right now, and they're currently in a development process. And so they would be considered an active investor because they're looking to raise the capital, they're getting the GCs or general contractor, they're pulling the permits, they're working with the government or the municipalities to get the public private partnership to get any incentives. So that's the difference between passive and active. It's just more of what kind of role and how much risk you're willing to take, right? And then some there's where you could do both, right? So I probably would be considered more of like a both passive and active investor. So the three hotels, we have a management company that actually manages the day-to-day operations of the hotels. And so that way I can sit here and talk to you all. Because if someone calls off, I wouldn't have to go to the hotels and actually check somebody in. At one point, when we were transitioning management companies, that was an option I was going to have to take. It was three of us, and we were picking which hotels we were going to go to work, because that's where we were. But we were able to find a management company to manage the day-to-day operations and to, handle guests checking in, handle making sure the bills get paid, if there's a leaky toilet, an engineer going to fix it. So that's both, right? But meaning, and then also an asset manager coming in, managing the management company, making sure they're doing what they're supposed to do. So that does that give you a clear understanding of the difference between passive and active investing? All right, cool. All right, so let's break it down to different passive investing options. So I just talked about it briefly. Okay, so REIT stands for Real Estate Investment Trust, and that is a passive way to invest. So basically, what you're investing in a portfolio of real estate by a company. And do you see like a lot of the malls, like big malls, shopping malls, and like office buildings and hotels? Well, a lot of times those are actually owned by REITs. And so you can invest in it passively. And by law, they have to distribute 90% of their profits to the investors. So there's a strong chance that she'll be getting dividends every quarter. So that's a passive investor. You're investing and you're getting dividends, passive income every quarter. Investing in stock. So just about the majority of the hotels are publicly traded, meaning that they have stock available for you to invest in. So if you know anything about the stock market, if you invest low, or if you invest at a time where, IPO, or if you invest at a time and it's a initial public offering. But if you invest in the time and the shares go up, for example, I'll give you an example. When Marriott bought out Starwood, or Marriott merged with Starwood, anyone who owned Marriott stock prior to then saw a boost in their stock portfolio. So that means someone passively invested in Marriott. Next thing you know, overnight, I forgot what the actual share price was at the time, but that person, that investor probably made some money, right? So that's a passive investment, right? And I have a whole nother class and session and everything on investing in stocks. But another thing is crowdfunding. So crowdfunding is where you can also invest passively, where you invest directly into the asset through a deal on, Vestor. I have Vestor, which is a crowdfunding platform where you can invest, right? And that's a passive way to invest. Private investing is where you invest with me directly, or invest with the hotel owner directly, or real estate owner directly, right? You may know somebody who has a multifamily or apartment complex and they need investors. So instead of you going through a REIT, you go directly to the owner. So, okay, so what's the difference? So a REIT or stock is you're investing in a portfolio and you're getting per share, you're investing per share, and you're not getting any equity ownership. It's just strict investing, right? You're a strict LP partner. Crowdfunding, depending on how it's structured, you're investing into the asset directly with the owner through a website, right? So the returns typically may be a little bit higher. Again, now let me rephrase this. Let me start off by saying this. I am not a financial advisor. I am not a CPA. This is not, this is just for educational purposes. This isn't any advice on which way to invest. Okay. So I just want to make sure that I put that out there. As far as private investing, typically you're investing directly into the asset, so the returns tend to be a little bit higher, and also you're having some type of ownership or investing. So a lot of hotel owners, especially the newer ones who are hotel owners now, they started investing passively as a hotel owner, investing directly into the asset, and it was on their balance sheet that they had experience as a hotel owner, which was able to help them get a loan. Okay, we got a question. I'm gonna make sure I come to that at the end because that was a really good question. That's all, Kiana. All right. So this just give a case study, right? So these are my two hotels. They're both in Indiana. We acquired them for 17.8 million. We're selling the Staybridge for about 14 million, and we're selling the Hampton Inn for 8.9 million. This is looking at a 19% ROI to our investors. We're actually in the process of selling them. So these will be sold probably by Q2 of 2025. So we're excited about that we'll be able to distribute this some returns to our investors. All right, I'm gonna come back to the testimonials. So as far as entrepreneurship, right? A lot of real estate investors and are entrepreneurs, right? Actually, 90% of millionaires are created through real estate. Real estate has definitely changed my life. It changed a lot of folks that are around me life. And they're not making land anymore. So I try to buy as much as I can. And so monetizing your passions, coming up with a monetization strategy, building your brand, especially if you're becoming in an active role, that's very crucial. Because when people invest, they want to be able to believe in you and to trust you. And also leveraging AI. How many people use AI to help with their business or just to help with their life in general? And if anyone doesn't know what AI is, just think about ChatGPT. It stands for artificial intelligence. Oh, congratulations. Have my exam coming up next quarter. Whew, that's a lot of work. So, okay, so a lot of people use ChatGPT, right? AI is where it's at, right? I don't think it's going to replace a lot of things. I think it will. I think certain things you can't replace, like, fixing a toilet. even, I put in on Chat GPT how to buy a hotel, and it broke down the steps, even apartment complex. It broke down the steps, but it left a lot of holes. So you still need that. You still need the help. It gives you a start. It doesn't, again, going back to that community and that circle, right? Remember, I asked that question earlier. So even if you do use AI, it still doesn't help with that circle in the relationships, because real estate is still a relationship-based business. All right. So, your new path to creating wealth in 2025 and future years is having that real estate mindset, going into real estate investing and entrepreneurship strategies, right? So let's see, let's talk about some remotely. Let's see if y'all can see this. Okay. Uh-oh. Show you my screen. Okay. Let me see how real estate has helped some folks. So I have an inner circle where we get into the nitty gritty. Okay, there we go. Can y'all see my screen?
But Davonne has been a great experience for me. She's an educator, a connector, um, very generous with her time and her knowledge, and very much as busy as she is, very accessible. I would recommend anyone looking to get into the hospitality industry as a hotel investor or hotel owner to work with Davonne. She's very knowledgeable, has a lot of experience, and has created dozens, if not hundreds, of other hotel owners and investors. Working with Davonne Head and being part of her inner circle has been extremely instrumental in the formation of my hotel investment fund. She's helped connect me with the right people for the fund creation and the future fund management and hotel management. Without her, I'm not sure how I would have been able to pull this off.
So Ramel is someone who is in my inner circle in real estate. Has changed his life. He's actually in the process of uh, acquiring hotel. He launched a fund on Investor. Uh, here's another one. Let's see. And just how real estate, and he's actually invested in the hotel that we're about to sell. Let's see. Okay. Okay.
My experience, and I tell Davon all the time that it changed my life. It changed me and my husband's life, because before we got in the inner circle, we were doing some real estate, but we were just doing some residential. So we were, just buying houses, holding them, renting, and it's a very funny and long story how I even came across Davon's name. We were actually in Ghana. I met a young lady there who, invested in hotels and told us about Davonne. I came back and COVID happened, and we went right into her mastermind and her inner circle at that time. And then we just learned a lot about, investing investing in hotels, multifamily, lots of different ways of how you syndicate, what you do, how you do it, taking the course, going through the classes. But I would say the best education came from actually investing. Like she said, we're a little bit older. So mostly what we do is we invest with partners inside of the inner circle. The latest one we just invested with Bruce them and Belize, so we're pretty excited about that one as well. But um, actually, we're getting ready to do an active fund. It's much more active than we've ever been. We're both retired Air Force. We're both retired military. And so we're getting ready to do our first, now that we understand things a lot better, we're getting ready to do our first real estate fund. So we're getting ready to do a $5 million real estate fund for military. And I always say it's like FUBU for you, by us, for us.
Right, for us, by us.
Yeah, so it's by military for military. And so that kind of aligns with our passion of who have we been all our life, what we like to work with. And it's so interesting and amazing that I got to go to the last Hilton event, which was like super cool. It was very intimate, maybe 30 people in the room. And that whole idea of this fund was born there. Me, three other people met. We all have been in the military, and there you go. You know what I mean? And there you go with $5 million already getting ready to raise this money to start this fund. And the people in the room, you always got people with different strengths. Yours might be in this, someone else's might be in that. And so it's a pretty cool place to be. You get access to the deals that come in. So I say a lot of times it's the deals before the deals. So deals before they go public, if that kind of makes sense to you. So that's really cool about it too. It's just, if you want to be in this space, I would say, being somebody in a circle. That's right. Oh, that's pretty much how I feel.
Since you all mentioned how you want to change your community, well, not change your community, but change your circle. Let's see. Get back to now. For those who don't know how to contact me, we'll put this up, and then I'll leave some time for Q&A. There we go. Now, I will say, before I get into the questions, I am opening, I have my inner circle open. We just had our first webinar last week, where we had Angela Matthews, a good friend of mine. She's a stock expert, and she talked about how she turned $10,000 into $100,000 just through investing in stocks and real estate. So those are some of the things that we talk about in the inner circle. So we have different webinars every month with different experts that come in. Going back to the community, we're going to Belize. We're going to Belize later on this year. And we're going to the brand's headquarters, which will only be for the inner circle. And so just getting that access and building the community is definitely what is needed to help. And, just coming together for different real estate projects as well. So now let me open it up for answering questions on real estate. Okay, so it said I was triggered to Grant Cardone's REIT situation a few years back, never figured out how legit it was. How can you know they're worth it or not? All right, that's a good question. All right, so I think I vaguely remember Grant Cardone. For those who don't know who he is, he's a billionaire real estate investor. He teaches folks how to get into real estate and sales. And I think it was some issue with his let me pull it up so I remember exactly what happened. It was the biggest thing is, how do you know if it's legit or not? You want to do your research. You want to, check the previous history. You can Google to see what happened. Another thing that you want to do is, because when you're investing in something, you're investing in the sponsor, so you're investing in the deal. So you're checking to see if the deal makes sense, right? So, and to see how legit it is. Typically, if it's a publicly traded REIT, you can go to here. Let me just stop sharing my screen. So if you wanted to invest in a REIT and you don't know how, I'm pulling it up. I'm gonna pull it up for you all. We about to get, since it's a small group of us, y'all want to learn something today? Okay. All right. So I'm gonna pull up my website, pull up my screen. There we go. Okay. So REITs. So you can literally go to REIT.com and you can check to see if it's a legit REIT or not. But this is only for publicly traded REITs, right? A lot of times privately traded REITs aren't listed, but you can still look to see. So if you're kind of skeptical, and also see who referred it. Are they going through a broker dealer? And broker dealers typically are members of FINRA, which stands for Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. So you want to try to invest into something that's regulated somehow, because they're more likely to they have laws that they have to abide by, right? So I'm a member of FINRA, so it's a lot of things that I can and cannot do, right? So that's something that you want to think about when you're investing or doing your research when it comes to REITs or investing in general, right? Private investing, that can be a little trickier because you are investing into someone that you may or may not know. And a lot of times with private investing, it's riskier because they're not a member of FINRA. They may not be doing things that they may or may not be going under the SEC regulations. So they're supposed to, but sometimes they don't. So it's just more of a trust thing and ask around. And a lot of times what I've been noticing is some scam artists out there, but the scam victims, sorry, shout out to all the parents out there. Y'all know what it's like with kids. But a lot of times I'm noticing scam victims, like, they don't tell anybody that they've been scammed. So a lot of times you don't know that this person is, like, they owe money. So you probably want to get more so in, like, specific questions, like what deals have you done? What returns have you made from your previous investors? Where are your projects? Where are your previous projects? That kind of get into, just to try to get an understanding. Look at some. Okay, it says, what's the most critical financial lesson you learned in the industry? Wow, that's a really good question. What is the most critical? Ask a lot of questions. I don't know about you all, but I was raised not to ask questions. Like, not challenge adults, and, you asking too many questions. And I've learned that that was doing a disservice to me because I didn't take the time to ask the right questions. I was nervous. I was like, oh, they're gonna think X, Y, and Z. But no, ask those questions, because a lot of times if you ask a scam artist a lot of questions, they're gonna be like, you asking too many questions. You need to go somewhere else. Like if you want to invest or not. That kind of give you, because you caught them in a space where they can't answer you anymore, and you fishing too much. I've seen that happen a lot. And sometimes they just lie. I know, right? Sometimes, yeah, they just lie. And if it don't sound right, then it's probably not right. So I probably the most critical financial lesson is to ask questions and try to understand, right? Try to understand the numbers, try to understand the story. Um, I wish I would have learned more of Excel, and I wish I would have went to school for finance. But really understanding, and the reason why I wish I would have went to school for finance, because it helps a lot when you're underwriting and you're doing complex problems, and just understanding the finance of real estate, it just helps. But the most critical financial lesson is definitely asking questions. And also probably the best thing that's happened to me is changing my circle, right? A lot of people, well, Davonne, how did you get from the front desk to hotel ownership? It was when my circle changed. I started being around hotel owners. I started being around people who were wealthier than me. I started being around people who were smarter than me. And so that's when I started to change and I started to elevate, because I wanted to be a better person. I wanted to take my life and my bank account to the next level. I'm like, well, if this person can own a plane, they don't seem like they met that much smarter than me. It just seemed like, it worked in their favor. And why did it work in their favor? So then let me figure out what they did so I could do it too, right? So even churches we do a reads. Yeah, that's a little different. But when I ask questions, I don't like the answers. Hey. What do you think are the main factors that differentiate a good investment versus a great one? Ooh, I would say, so investing in I'm gonna start off with hotels first because that's what I know the most. So I would say investing. Oh, wait, I think I skipped the question. It says, do you have to be in the inner circle to participate in the crowdfunding platform? No, 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 no. You do not have to be a part of the inner circle to participate in the crowdfunding program. The inner circle is for those who are looking to acquire a hotel. They have a business and they want to take their business to a 6-7 figure business. That's what the inner circle is for. If you just want to passively invest, then I would like go invest or something like that. But if you're like, Davonne, I'm trying to buy a hotel. One of our inner circle members, is he on the call? One of our inner circle members, yeah, there he is. Look, he a GP on the call. I mean, he a GP in the deal already. So we gonna get him to the closing table. So that's the inner circle. Okay, so let me go back to the okay, what do you think are the main factors? Okay, yeah, so what do you think are the main factors that differentiate a good investment versus a great one? So going back to hotels, so I would say the location, the brand, and the operator, right? So those are the main factors that will differentiate a good investment to a bad one, right? And the biggest thing is probably the location. Actually, that is the main one, is the location, because it's real estate, right? You can be in downtown New York, you can be in Times Square, and it's a bootleg hotel. Somebody gonna stay at it. Somebody gonna pay for it because it's in Times Square. If a hotel is in Miami Beach and it was ran by somebody great great grandma, it was opened by somebody great great grandma, and it still looked like somebody great great grandma opened that hotel, and it's on South Beach, they're gonna stay. It's gonna be sold out. Right. It's not gonna be empty. Right. So I would say location is the biggest thing when it comes to real estate. Another thing when you're looking to invest in a hotel or invest in any type of real estate, I would ask, is the property under contract or do you have site control? I see a lot of newbie investors who invest in opportunities and the person doesn't even have site control. And so you're investing in soft costs. And so what that means, like I know someone who invested, after I told him not to, invested in a hotel opportunity, but the person didn't, one, they didn't have site control, and they didn't even have money for the application fee. So those are a lot of red flags, because that means this person has no money and they're solely relying on other people's money. And I know there's a big thing about OPM, and I understand that, but somebody gonna need some money and somebody gonna need experience, right? And so if you have a newbie that's solely relying on OPM, it may or may, 9 times out of 10, it probably won't work, because they'll have to pay for the franchise fee, franchise application. They probably won't, may or may not get approved. They have to get a loan. There's so many different factors. And then they don't even have site control. So you're investing in something that they don't have control of. So what does that mean? They have land that's not under contract. They don't own the land. So they're, and then not even that, when you have to put something under contract, you have to put a deposit down. And typically when commercial real estate, it's about 1% of the project, or the total deal or the offer. And so if they don't have that, so then how they can get under contract, right? So that's the biggest thing that I will look at when you're investing. It says, are you a franchisor? I'm not a franchisor, I'm a franchisee. I'm a franchisor would be the Marriotts and Hiltons and Hyatts of the world and Subways of the world. So I'm a franchisee, Hilton and IHG. These are some good questions. For the folks who want to invest passively, let me put the link in the chat. For the folks who want to invest passively, there's a deal. There's some deals on Vestor where they'll be closing soon, actually. Some investment opportunities. Let me see. Okay, I'll put them in the chat for those who want to look at some investment opportunities. And for the folks who like, hey, Davonne, I really want to buy something. I just don't want to invest. I'm trying to buy something. I'm going to go ahead and put the inner circle link in there. That we have another question. It says, do we have any internationally? You mean deals on Vestor? Yes, one in Belize. Baby steps for me. No, it's okay. We got a deal on there. I think the minimum to invest is $2,500. There's another deal on there. The minimum to invest is $13,000. This is for Vestor. It says, so is this a group for those who want to be a franchisee one day? Yes. Yep. That's what the inner circle is. Yep. Yep. You get y'all the application link. I'm 20. The goal is to own and invest. I'm getting the BS in resort and lodging. Wanted to focus on, oh, congratulations. Wanted to focus on commercial real estate with my real estate license. Any recommendation of things I should pay extra attention to my journey? Yeah, I would try to understand financing as much as possible. So, if you're in school for resort and lodging, make sure you take some classes in real estate finance or real estate, anything dealing with real estate and money. You need to understand that part. The commercial real estate, and also look at CCIM as well. I would look at that as well. That's a good a good course and a good group to get into the commercial real estate world. I invest like I try again. Oh yeah. Hey, well, oh, that was with that was with Anvil. But hey, we had 2 deals on Vester that raised successfully, and it looked like we're gonna have some more. Ain't that right, Rico? I'm calling you out. Yeah. He got look. He got a deal on Vester. Look,
I knew
that's
you was
all
gonna do
right.
that to me.
That's all right. You look. You ain't gonna shoot your shot. I'm gonna shoot your shot for y'all. Rico got a deal. He a part of the inner circle. He a GP. He said, Davonne, I want to own a hotel by November this year. Let's go. Look, it's happening. I said, let's go. Let's go. Look, he's showing up and showing out. He humble, y'all. Don't mind him. He a humble giant. Don't he humble. Okay. You know, wealth is silent. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. Don't be like, dang it. Look, when his deal closed, y'all gonna be like, dang it, I should invest. I should invest. I
It
put the
is a
link.
good deal, though. Just for everyone out there listening, it is a nice deal.
Exactly. See, Rico. You did good. I'm proud of you. You did good. So what happens when the fund if the funding isn't met, then we just send y'all money back. So the money goes into escrow agent. So I don't touch the money. Rico don't touch the money. Nobody touches their money until until the deal closes. So that's what happens. Yeah, so I put the inner circles of scholarship on there for $2,000 off. So make sure y'all sign up so y'all can be a part of the inner circle. And do you guys have to work a day job still? What do you mean by that, Kiana? You used to have to work it. Now it depends on what you're trying to do in the hotel. So Rico in that hotel, they're not having a management company, but they're gonna have an asset management company. And so he won't have to work day to day in the operations. Like I'm sure if he has to, he'll check somebody in, I'm sure.
Well, I
But
mean, I kind of think what she was talking about. Yeah, she just did it. Like working a 9 to 5. I'm an investor with the hotel, but I have a business that I run, and I'm also an investor in like a nightclub also. So I have other things that I'm doing. I don't work a 9 to 5, but I still work. If that helps answer your question. Just,
there you go. But from the man himself, good. I love it. It says like, do you work a 9 or did you start with a 9 to 5 schedule? I mean, I did. You had a 9 to 5 before too, Rico, right?
I did. I was a teacher.
Oh, that's
I
right.
was a
Yeah.
college teacher. Yep. And I actually left there because it was a process. So I don't want to take up too much time. But yeah, I was a teacher before, and I enjoyed it actually. But I've been running my business for about 12, 13, maybe 14 years now. So yeah.
And now you adding real estate to the.
Yeah, and I've done other real estate, but hotels, it makes I'm this is my first, I guess my first year getting into the hotel thing. Not my first year, but my first deal. But not new to real estate, not new to business, nothing like that.
Yep, diversification. And yes, shout out to the teachers, respect to the teachers. That's right. I saw that. Okay. Hey, I got to get my son's teachers gifts as we speak. Now, shout out to any teachers. Okay. Yes. So diversification. Yes. So, okay, cool. I love it. All right. So do we have any other questions? Now for the folks who own a hotel, sometimes the hotel is their 9 to 5 job, and then sometimes it's not. So that going back to that both the passive and active investing, they bring somebody in to help work for it. So I also put Rico's, wait, let me put it just in case. Rico, you gonna talk about your deal? So I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Let me see.
Sure. Sure. It's on Vesta right now. Mr. We Stay Suites in Belle Chase, Louisiana. Um, it's about 10 miles from the city of New Orleans. Some of the demand generators it's a Navy base about 15 minutes distance from it. It's the only hotel that's actually in Belle Chase, the city of Belle Chase. And it's an industrial area, so a lot of the, it's the oil and gas area. There's a 90, I think 93, 95% occupancy right now. It is unbranded. So it's no major brand right now, even though the GP, I guess she's in talks on which brand that she wants to go into. But is right now is cash flowing. And this is one of the biggest things that I really like. One location too, like Davonne was saying, where the demand generators are at. There's a $21 billion expansion going on in the ports, which is about, again, another 10, 15 minutes distance from the hotel right there in Belle Chase. It's 57 keys for the hotel. I just seen a question here. There are upcoming webinars. I don't know the specific dates, but they're probably, I guess we can, Davonne, we can figure out how we can get that information to them. The NOI is about 600,000. The gross is about 1.3. It's, I think that the two investment tiers that's listed is Class B at 13,000 at about a 6% interest, and then there's a 39,000 at Class A at an 8% interest for that hotel. But again, it's a great hotel because it's cash flowing and it's profitable. And I think at this point, with the things that in terms of the brand changing over to a major brand, it will increase that value and cash flow. The ADR should increase from from being a We Stay Suite, excuse me, going from independent to one of the major brands or one of their brands, so to speak. But I think that's, I mean, for the most part, that's the hotel. But it is listed on Vesta, where you can find out other information about it.
I put the link in the chat. There's
Okay.
also a webinar. Some folks asked if there are any upcoming webinars. They actually just had one early this week. So the replay to the pitch webinar is on that link that I sent you, that I put in the chat. Thank you, Rico. Great.
Thank you. You cracking my skull, girl.
You never know. Hey, you never know when you show up to a webinar. You never know what you're gonna get when you come to Davonne's webinar. Well, I appreciate you all so much for tuning in. If y'all don't have any more questions, I put the link in the chat for Rico's deal, and I put the link in the chat for the inner circle for those who want to join. So Rico, I connected him with another inner circle member, Adrian Conisher. It's her deal to We Stay Suites, and I connected them. So they're both GPs on the deal. So he co-GP on the deal. And that's just one of the benefits. I'm so proud of him, and I can't wait to check into y'all hotel.
I'm excited too.
So you all have a wonderful weekend, and we look forward to seeing you next time. And if I don't talk to you all see you all before Valentine's Day, have a happy Valentine's Day. And to all my Eagles fans, we got Super Bowl tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Yes, bleed green. If we got any Eagles fans, okay. Super Bowl Sunday, I'm ready. I got on my y'all should know my favorite color is green based off my brand. Okay. So yes, go. Y'all wasn't expecting that. That's right. Go Eagles. That's what I'm talking about. Go Eagles. You know, somebody tried me. They were like, "Oh, you a bandwagon Eagles fan?" No, baby, I was born an Eagles fan. Okay, Eagles fan in my blood. My daddy was an Eagles fan. My auntie was an Eagles. Okay, Eagles. Okay, bleed green. Okay. All right.
All
Y'all have a happy Saturday. Thank
right.
you
Have a
all.
good one,
Thank you,
everybody.
Rico.
All
All
right.
right.
Thank you,
Have a good
Davonne.
one.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye-bye.